The government's recently announced an expansion of PDR, permitted development rights, allowing buildings in various commercial uses to leverage the prior approval process to convert into homes without requiring planning permission from local planning authorities. Now, these changes came into effect earlier this month on the 5th of March, and they allow us to expand the pool of eligible properties for conversion and streamline the planning process. The deregulation of these controls is driven by the government's commitment to deliver 300,000 new homes annually. Whilst this proposal hopes to address the housing crisis by creating more homes through broadening the range of sites available for development and reducing the administrative costs associated with change of use, concerns remain about the creation of subpar living environments and the impact on town centres, the removal of office stock, and the effectiveness of the programme. So PDR for commercial to residential conversions was first introduced over 11 years ago. Several amendments have been introduced with an intention of streamlining and improving the development processes to effectively reduce the bureaucratic burdens of our cumbersome planning system. In terms of the number of homes this has actually created, it can be viewed as a success. Since 2015, over 100,000 homes have been delivered through PDR, of which 89% of them have been converted from offices to residential. However, it's worth noting that in recent years this has declined somewhat. In 2021 we saw just over 8,000 units compared to nearly 18,000 in 2016. PDR can in also some cases be used for certain old buildings for demolition and replacement with new residential buildings in their place. There are rigid conditions to this which may restrict the application in its element, and the timings and cost of new build mean its application may not be as frequent. Nevertheless, although PDR may stimulate the development of housing, since its inception, the conversion of commercial to residential spaces has faced criticism from some quarters for producing substandard accommodation in unsuitable locations. Research has shown that commercial buildings converted into homes under PDR provide significantly worse residential environments compared to those requiring planning permission. In the government's latest amendments to PDR, they've made the following changes. They've removed the 1,500 square metre floor space cap on conversions. They've removed the 3-month vacancy requirements, and also the prohibition of the use of blanket Article 4 directions, which has previously been used by local planning authorities, particularly in larger cities, to block PDR. They've also renewed their commitment to brownfield development. Planning permission is only one aspect of what is a complex picture when converting commercial spaces. Other factors such as financial viability and the market conditions remain crucial considerations and may limit the impact of the expanded scope of PDR. It's important to also be aware that a PDR would only provide for material changes to the use of the building and will constrain to an extent what amendments can be made to the building envelope. As such, we often see PDR being used in conjunction with specific planning applications for distinct elements such as windows or balconies. Consents are also required under other regimes such as building regulations, where minimum standards exist for design, construction and performance of, in this case, existing buildings undergoing relevant building work, which includes changes of use. Although the pool of potential buildings has expanded in the government's recent announcement, there are concerns by some that these easy conversions of obsolete office space in suitable areas have already been completed, as reflected in the slowdown of the PDR applications. Additionally, any modern commercial buildings have not been configured with factors crucial for residential homes in mind, such as access to natural light, and the solutions to these configuration problems can sometimes be expensive to resolve. The further expansion of PDR also increases the number of missed opportunities for local authorities to secure affordable housing through developer contributions in return for planning permissions, and further removes the power from the council to ensure that the new housing responds to local needs. As such, further developments may in some cases be more expensive and in less than ideal locations for high density residential occupation, thus limiting the impact on the housing supply for people most in need, such as first-time buyers. It's hoped that the changes will mean that a larger and more efficient conversions can be undertaken. By widening the scope of buildings available for conversion under PDR, it will make it easier for landowners to convert underutilised commercial space. Additionally, given that much of the available office stock falls below an EPC rating of C, many of the properties affected will need upgrading and future-proofing. The flexibility of being able to convert to residential property may therefore prove appealing to some landowners. Furthermore, the possibility of conversion has the potential to increase the value of the commercial property. From our side, we're certainly seeing in the market, and backed up by the projects that the team are working on across the country, many of these schemes coming through in a variety of primary and secondary cities, and the variety of different building types, delivering at times hundreds of new homes. In addition to the time and cost saving of not needing to apply for planning permission, the removal of the requirement that the property be vacant for 3 months before the prior approval can be obtained means that there will be a lower holding cost for asset owners, therefore further reducing the cost of converting commercial units to residential homes. For commercial landowners, the recent announcement offers a positive opportunity to increase the value of their assets using a more streamlined and flexible process, with fewer uncertainties as to whether consent to the conversion will be granted. Additionally, PDRs offer a mechanism to expedite housing delivery and address the pressing need for new homes. Developers have viewed these changes with positivity, and it makes the process more streamlined and creates more opportunities in the market. Nevertheless, balancing the benefits of streamlined development with the preservation of quality and suitability in housing remains vital.